she's talking, and she said, "Oh, we had a lucky day today. My husband has won over 60,000 total, and I won over 30,000 total."
Wow.
What?
Yes, remarkable. And so I had those experiences of seeing people almost in terms of like they were fluid and attuned to some sort of electric sensation of energy. And then when I've experienced it myself, and I experienced it a few times with my wife.
Oh, no, who pays your salary?
Street states of mind. Then I became a believer. I began to understand that there really is.
Found that J-Bucks?
Absolutely. Now, of course, casinos were not built by winners.
That's true. And it just stands to reason that in order to have winners who win in a casino, we're really winning other people's money who have lost before us. And so that's part of the quandary here. I read about it about how it's easy for us to fall prey to habits of mind, to obsessive compulsiveness, to wishful thinking, to delusions. And so I began to study how do the more consistent winners, how do they separate from wishful thinking? How do they separate intuition from delusions? And I came up with quite a number of clues. Would you like to hear a few of them?
Sure, absolutely.
Well, how do we navigate that hallway within our own consciousness to avoid self-deception? And what I discovered in interviewing people and observing and reading the science, there are a lot of parapsychological studies in this realm. You have to ask yourself a series of questions. When you sense that intuition is going to give you an opportunity, you have to separate the intuitive voice from the habits of mind by asking things like, is this voice that it feels judgmental or shame? That's not intuition. That is our own programming when that comes up. Is the voice in my head or the sensation that I'm getting, does it feel as it is critical, as in you must do this? Then generally that's not intuition. Now we can have an instantaneous feeling of intuition that comes up where we sense that we must act quickly. But that doesn't come with judgment attached. It doesn't come with anything critical attached. You have to ask yourself, did this voice appear suddenly? Or is this a message of me wanting to believe that I can influence the physical world with something happens, like magically? Can you feel into whether the voice is authentic? Is it a reflection of habits of mind? Does the message that you're getting come with a feeling of excitement and a sense of knowing? Or do you have some doubt about the message? But generally, intuition comes up without doubt. Comes up with just this sense of knowing and this feeling that if I act right now, if I go and I just stop right now, or I take this action, whatever it is right now, that it's going to bear a positive, good fortune outcome. That is intuition speaking to me.
If you're tentative, if you have doubt, it might not work, right?
Right. Yeah, this is where the intention again comes into play in terms of the five principles. Because the intention that we set is that we're going to be confident in our own abilities. We're going to be confident in being able to, first of all, sense intuition in our body when it comes up. And then secondly, that we're going to be confident that we can act with intention on that sensation. Because quite often, we have our rational mind that plays that skeptic's role, where it begins to question what we're sensing, question what we're going to act on, and bring up all sorts of skeptical doubts about whether or not it should work or will work, and so forth. So a lot of it is being in tune with ourselves. Like in ancient Greece, outside the temple of Delphi, where people would go to have their dreams interpreted. There was inscribed in stone the saying, "Know thyself." And even back then in ancient Greece, they understood that in order to interpret intuition correctly, we needed to know ourselves at such a level where we could tune in to that universal wavelength, whether it came through the interpretation of dreams, which again is intuition coming to the surface, or whether it comes in our waking daily life and acting on the intuitive hits that we get.
Brenda, if you put that black cloud over your head often, chances are it's not going to work for you either if it is.
Right. Yes. And you hear that. I went to a lot of Gamers Anonymous meetings to see the dark side.
What?
This whole process.
Is it Game Scammers Anonymous?
Gamers Anonymous meeting for people who make mistakes in the stock market or make mistakes.
Oh, fun.
It doesn't have to do with casinos. Because, and I call it the cosmic trickster in the book, because there seems to be some sort of energetic force that is a trickster type force.
No.
It does trick us. And it's an internal force as well, and it's attached to our habits of mind. And again,
David, why would you be surprised? Because these people are trying to be like, Elon Musk and Bill Gates are the smartest people on the planet.
To experiment in ways
They're
that
insane.
financially hurt us and don't in any way hurt us in our relationships or in any way create a negative, as you would call it, a dark cloud over our life. But again, this whole metaphor about we're all guinea pigs in our own life experiment. We do have to experiment with this in order to protect it.
Billionaires like Jeff Bezos from Amazon, Elon Musk, of course, started with PayPal.
Genius.
He did, and of course, I think his acquisition of Twitter was a mistake, but nonetheless,
Like the six
these guys were
geniuses
very
before them.
smart at what they did, but were they also lucky?
Yes, yes. I remember Napoleon Hill's book, continues to be best seller. Think and Grow Rich.
Yes.
Remember, he interviewed a lot of what back then in the 1930s were, of course, billionaires in today's terms, and he wanted through his interviews to determine what they had in common. Why were they so successful? How did they accumulate all of these billions of dollars? And so, in writing the book, Think and Grow Rich, it was intuition that was one of the keys that he discovered. That all of these people act on their gut hunches, their intuition. And so, as a result, as a theme for Think and Grow Rich, it's something that has inspired generations of people since then. And whether they remember those key principles or not, it's sort of become embedded in them. So I looked at Elon Musk and what everyone thinks about Musk in terms of businessman or president being. He is someone who, by his own admission, has lived by his gut hunches. So I investigated him a little bit more, and early in life he was into science fiction, as a lot of us were. I was read probably Isaac Asimov and a lot of the traditional great science fiction. Well, one of the people that I think Musk read was Larry Niven.
Yeah, I knew Larry.
Yeah.
Oh.
He wrote
Very cool.
Ring, a 1970 science fiction novel.
And he wrote a book with Jerry Pournelle, too, the late Jerry Pournelle.
Yes, yes. Well, in Ring World, the plot all was about alien visitors who recruited human beings who possessed high degrees of luck. Now, why did the aliens come from elsewhere in the novel, elsewhere in the universe, to Earth in order to recruit humans? Because that luck was a superpower. Luck was defined in the novel by Niven as something that gave humans the ability to manipulate random events with themselves. And it was a quality that the alien visitors believed humans had been blessed with because of their innate psychic capacity. What is that psychic capacity? It's intuition. It's heightened intuition. So people like Musk were influenced by that. And as a result, Musk said before the launch of SpaceX, his first rocket, he said, I believe luck is the best superpower. If you can have any superpower, luck is the one you want. And I have to agree with all the research that I've done and all of the observations that I've made.
How important is
Shall
luck
agree.
combined with
And that guy's the best luck or the fucking worst?
Yes, well, this is where we get to the different levels of intuition. In traditional psychology, the mainstream accepted level of intuition is define it as the cumulative all of our pieces of knowledge and all of our experiences that at the unconscious level creates a reservoir that can be drawn upon spontaneously. And this is where a good example that's been given are people in the art.
Well, it didn't go
For a
off.
second, Randall. We're at the top of the hour. We'll come back and let you wrap up that statement, and then we'll take calls. The lines are now open. Share your stories with us about luck or ask Randall a question.
Coast Insiders, the new version of the Coast to Coast AM app, is now available for iPhone and now Android 4.0 and above. Listen live or on demand, anywhere, anytime. Go to coasttocoastam.com and download it today.
Do you have an invention idea but don't know what to do next? Call InventHelp now for free information on how to get started today. InventHelp provides.
Oh, it's Friday. I think it's the weekend. Oh, holy shit.
Newsom is coming up and trying to run. There are other people that are circling. I don't think he won again. I can't see it. I don't see it.
How do you think that Kamala Harris is stepped down? Because she's rightfully, if he steps down, kills some of the.
Kamala Harris cannot say a sentence. She's almost worse than him. She talks in like gypsy curses. When they ask her something, she'll be like, "My grandma said that a hive of bees is still bees if you bury it." And you're like, "What?"
Kamala Harris is ridiculous.
That's how she speaks.
It is how she speaks. She's also
what's going on. Newsom is
that?
coming up
Wait, Cookie?
and trying to run.
She's also black,
There are other
Spanish,
people that are
Canadian,
I don't
Jewish,
think
Hawaiian. I was
I
like,
can't see it. I don't see it.
you are not a combination of every race and religion on the planet. You can't do that.
Kamala Harris cannot say a sentence. She's almost worse than him. She talks in like gypsy curses.
In all fairness, she was doing it in day one.
She'll be like, "My grandma
He's
said
only
that
been
a
doing
hive
it
of
like
bees
since
is
his
still
fucking
bees if you
a little
bury
bit
it."
into
Like,
him
what
getting
the
elected.
f-
For
is
sure,
this bitch
I think he
saying?
was being drugged.
That's how she speaks.
I think they're giving him
The woman
cocaine.
has no idea what's going on. Newsom is coming up and trying to run.
brain.
There are other people that are circling. I don't think he runs again.
Everyone is circling. Okay.
Whoop, 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 whoop. Sorry. What? What?
Okay, I'll leave you these one, I guess.
What is this?
Grooming your pet regularly is very
Wanna share this
not
one?
only to give them
Okay.
a neater appearance, but also to promote healthy hair growth.
You might recall a couple of weeks
How
ago.
about
the
like cat do? Fucking brush yourself.
Rachel McLean used it because she had reposted a
No,
tweet
do the nails.
which
Don't
referred
clean
to
cat
Green
nails.
Party candidate
But
Melissa
they don't do
Bolton
it then.
as, quote, a man who wears a wig and himself a proud lesbian. this happened to be a statement of fact. But this didn't stop the West Mercia police recording this as a non-crime. You might not be aware of what a non-crime hate incident actually
I
is.
have no idea what
You
you're
might be
saying.
thinking to yourself, is it really the police's job to be investigating non-crime? That would be like your
What?
doctor phoning you up and
No,
saying,
it's like the
"I hear
RCMP
you're
going
really
to
well
like
at the
fucking
moment."
traffic stops
And of
or
course you would have a
fucking
point. So where does all this
domestic
come from? Well,
dispute,
I can tell you that it
fucking
hasn't
like
come
it's
from the government.
ridiculous that
In 2014, the College
our
of Policing,
CMP shows
the
up that.
body responsible for training police
I
forces
thought
in
they
the
would
UK,
be
introduced non-crime hate incidents. They didn't have a mandate for it, they just did it. The idea would be that even if someone hadn't committed a crime, signs of hate needed to be monitored in case these sentiments developed into criminal activity in the future. You might follow the lead of science fiction writer Philip K. Dick, who called this kind of thing pre-crime. Sounds a bit dystopian, doesn't it? What business does the police have
Little bit,
in
but it's
auditing our
true.
private thoughts?
Well,
and
no, but
emotions?
you're accusing someone
Well,
of
in a free
being
society,
guilty
none
before they even
whatsoever.
done something.
Yeah, it's like
How
you're
it
not,
works is
you know,
this:
we
if
can
someone
report.
is insulted or
You thought about killing that person, you get that before you kill that person, and we arrest you.
No, Buddy goes to the dollar store.
Question will have a non-crime hate
When it comes to your
incident
house, you leave
reported
her alone
by
in the
name.
room. She goes
They
to
usually won't be told about this, and there is
But
no
you know
mental
that, like-
threshold required. In other words, the accuser doesn't have to prove hateful intent;
Error of
it's just
thought crime.
assumed.
Hmm?
Hate is defined
Error
as
of
being
thought
offensive
crime.
against one of the
Well,
five
they were doing that with
protected
Jordan
characteristics.
Peterson.
You can find them
If he
listed
wanted
on
to
the
keep his job.
websites of the Crown Prosecution Service
He
and
had
the College of
to go
Policing.
through,
These are race, religion, sexual orientation, transgender identity,
they call
and
it
disability. And you'll note that these are different to the list of protected characteristics in the
a
Equality Act,
thought that what
which
they
also
just said,
includes
the thought
sex,
change
but
or
features
whatever.
gender reassignment rather than transgender identity.
You can't think like that because
Enforcement
you lose your
agencies
job,
are
but it's
using
not a crime
revised
to think
list
like
of
that.
their own making.
You're going to lose your
And
job.
this explains why threats against women for standing up for
Whether you make it a
safe
crime or
spaces
not,
tend to be ignored by the
you
police.
can't do that. Like, literally, there's no possible way to do that.
Speech. But you might say,
Aside from the fact that it's just wrong and you're a fucked up individual
And yet
if
there are
that's
other
what you want to
implications
do.
consider. There are certain jobs, teaching, for instance, in which a DBS or disclosure and barring service check is required. And if you have a non-crime hate incident against your name, it will show up, and you probably won't get that job.
Mm.
And even if that were
Yeah,
the case,
well,
what
like
about the
fucking
principles of
Billings
liberal
hires
democracy?
teachers out of the
I
fucking
can't think of anyone
newspapers,
who thinks
though.
it's deeply
Fucking
sinister and
Secretary
authoritarian
Marie is not a
for the police
substitute teacher.
recording
I'm
lists
not
of
fucking
citizens
taking like orders from
whose non-offense
Marie the secretary.
sounds like
Sorry.
stuff of fiction, but it is very much real. In the 5 years after the College of Policing introduced the
Which guys
policy,
are just not
around
calling it Big Brother.
120,000 non-crime hate incidents were recorded
I
in
think people
England
think
and
Big Brother's
Wales.
something else. I thought it was something else for a
Suggests
long
that they'll
time.
be knocking on for a quarter
I was
of a
thinking
million
a
by
TV
this
show.
point.
With
And
the
Rachel
thought
McLean
police.
isn't even the first MP.
No,
to
I thought it was
experience
more
this.
like a
In
fucking, what do you call
2017,
it?
the then Home Secretary
Scared
Anna Rudd
straight type of
had a
thing.
non-crime
The
hate
book
incident
is
recorded against her.
1980.
She refers to migrant
1884.
workers
Or
in a speech at the Tory Party
No, no, no.
conference, and someone took
Book.
offence and contacted
It's a
the
book, and
police.
you got Big Brother
But
in
mostly
the
it's just
book.
regular people getting
It's not
clobbered by this
Big Brother.
sinister practice.
It's like
And
it's a, you got the cap, like all your TVs are watching you, and then if you do or talk about anything that is not allowed,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
get the guy sent to your house, get arrested and removed.
A disputed
That was the
line
book, so
call
we're
or
leading.
text match.
The
Defecating on someone's
here.
lawn, and a man saying that he was campaigning for Brexit. And the barrister, Sarah Phillimore, who has appeared on my show many times, was
Yes, he
recorded
is.
as having committed a non-crime hate incident when she posted a picture
Ah.
of her puppy along with the caption, "My dog."
I got in trouble after that saying, give her a kick in the ass. And they're like, you're inciting violence. Like, it's not inciting violence, it's figure of speech.
Yeah.
Like,
The same as saying I'm giving them a hand.
I'm gonna kill somebody. Like,
Yeah, it's not.
like, it doesn't mean I'm saying that I'm going to commit murder. Like, the pastor guy, they're gonna keep fighting it. And I know exactly why. I totally forgot about it. They kind of arrested this kid. They didn't charge him with anything. It was during curfew, and he was on, what do you call it? Probation. And so they were driving by his house to make sure he was okay, saw that they had a visitor, and they followed his son to the Ontario border, and they stopped him right before the border. So they're like, it's past 11. Curfew.
You're not gonna make it home.
Yeah, he was 10 minutes away from fucking Ontario border. And they fucking stopped and pulled him over, and that's when he was like, fucking done. Like, you fucked my son and you fucking traumatized the shit out of him. Like, fucking impounded his car and everything. They put him in the back of the cop car. I think they just brought him to the police station, but like, still, like.
When people said that you have a curfew and you're in the park, they calculate the time it would take you to get home, and they give you a ticket.
Well, he was also pissed. Like, he was like, "Why are you guys in front of my fucking house? Like, why? Are you, like, I'm not like a fucking like a convicted criminal and fucking is a homicidal maniac. Like, no, they really they harassed the shit out of that guy, and like and it's not like I give a shit about his church at all." But, like, he was super nice, super patient, like, so many times with them where they fucking come up to his church. He's like, yeah, I'm doing everything I'm supposed to. Yeah, like, and, like, they make it impossible. You know when they make it impossible? Where they're just like, you want something to happen, right? You're going to make sure that it happens that way.
The principles of justice, fairness, truth, accountability, and respect for the rights of individuals. In closing, we urge you to remember that the fight for justice is not just the responsibility of the few, but the duty of all who believe in the principles of fairness and equality before the law. We will not rest until justice is served and until David and Arthur are able to continue their important work without fear of prosecution.
His son was like 18 or 19 or something like that. And, like, he was fine. He's, like, very geeky, jockey kind of guy. Like, very funny, geeky. He was like, are you serious? Like, right there. You're like, yeah, but curfew. He's like, I really? Is this actually happening? And they, like, are starting to team on the car. He's like, whoa. Like, fucking, wait. And they're like, oh, better not start. Like, don't start resisting. He's like, okay, let's all just stop. Like, and they actually fucking, they made a big scene out of it and everything. They've arrested him so many fucking times. Look, that's what he was screaming at her. Get out! Every time she spoke, he was like, no.
This is the cathartic sort of purge, the pushback from Pastor Arthur Pawlowski against his authorities who put him through so much seeking damages for everything that happened. We're going to be speaking with Pastor Arthur Pawlowski as well as with Chad Williamson of Williamson Law, his legal counsel. I also want to remind you that while many of the legal proceedings for Pastor Arthur Pawlowski are in his past, he still has
his
one
fake
that's being
brass
handled,
golden
and we
door.
are fundraising that at StArthur.com. That is an extension of his preaching at the Coots Blockade. So if you want to support that endeavor, go to SaveArthur.com.
Look what they're doing to clergymen. Look what they're doing to the preachers.
They arrested him, and he was literally in the car driving to somewhere. And they arrested him, and he just drops. Like, he's just like, no, not going.
Unwavering in their commitment to their community. As pastors with their street church, they've tirelessly offered.
Because he's being, what do you call it? Complicit?
Including feeding and advocating for Calgary's homeless.
And, like, every day, the lady would just come in, she's like, I just want to let you know. Like, he's like, yeah, I fucking know. Like,
of many in our community. The civil claim alleges that despite their service and devotion to the community, and also to Calgary.
Oh, it's really sad. It's like, I used to have, like, a lot of respect for cops. Like, I used to think they're the good guys. Like, it's really sad.
And of course, the claim was just recently filed at the Court of King's Bench, and we can make this available to members of the media should they so wish to review it.
Cool.
It is alleged that the defendants
Thank you very
in this
much,
action have
Mr.
engaged
Lawyer.
in corruption,
He's a good lawyer, eh?
in public office,
Yeah, but, like,
use of
most of the time that
false
is
arrest and false imprisonment,
standard.
malicious procurement and execution
Like,
of a search
what do you
warrant,
call it at the bottom of your
intentional
fucking thing?
infliction of nervous shock, breaches of
References?
privacy, unlawful discrimination, battery and assault, cruel and unusual punishment, breaching the principles of natural and fundamental justice, breaching the principles of procedural fairness, failing to make full and frank disclosure to the court.
Oh, his
and
probation was
violating
retarded. It was like
charter rights
128
to
day
freedom of religion,
probation.
freedom of expression,
Like,
freedom of peaceful assembly,
It's 2 years.
freedom
Oh, but no, it's house arrest.
of
yeah, but he didn't even do nothing. Like, he's just a priest.
violating also.
He literally did nothing.
The rights to
Nope.
unreasonable search and seizure.
Feels like it's
as
getting
well as the
colder.
rights against
I don't
arbitrary
know.
detention were violated, in addition to
Tomorrow,
violating the plaintiff's rights
Tomorrow
to
night.
counsel. The
Yeah,
claim
that's
also alleges
Yeah.
that the
Yeah, right.
government persecuted the plaintiffs for their religious and political beliefs and practices.
Fucker.
The claim also alleges that the
Okay, fuck,
defendants
fuck, fuck,
entered into a conspiracy
What is
against
with
the
the
plaintiffs
beard
to
thing?
harass them, deny them their constitutional rights,
cause them physical and mental injuries, and make a public example of them. The plaintiffs collectively are seeking
I did well to see
compensatory,
that.
aggravated, and or punitive damages against the government,
Yeah, we're doing
against
it fast
the
enough.
defendants, some of which are government organization, in amounts exceeding $3.5 million.
Pastor Archipelaski, you've endured a litany of charges. Effectively, all
A
of them,
litany.
except for the Coots charge, have been either appealed or overthrown, or effectively no charges. Despite all of that, despite all those victories, a lot of people continue to malign you, mischaracterize you. How significant is it to you? Part of the statement of claim is the demand for an apology. How important is that part in reclaiming your identity, your role as a pastor?
Well, for example, the leader of our government, the Premier of Alberta, promised before the election that there will be apology, that there will be recompense to the pastor specifically. She said, Daniel Smith, I'm talking about, that there will be a form of apology and a recompense. That never happened. We have been left to die.
Cookies are good.
What was done to us.
It's super awesome, honestly. Like,
you can tell, and you know,
because it's very polite.
That's exactly what
Yeah, you guys do this.
growing up, and this must stop. Those people are not above the law.
They're the same scream as
Those
you.
guards, those organizations, health inspectors, police officers, RCMPs, they're not above the law. They should not be above the law. And
Rooftop restaurant during curfew. They were going on the fucking roof so people didn't walk by, seeing them in the fucking restaurant.
And of course, the courts already ruled that what was done to us was illegal. Where is recompense? Where is apology? Where is anyone saying anything in this country?
No one said anything about the curfew. Ever. Not even once.
Taking you through this ringer. No, that's not happening. So I believe that when
that is kind of punishment we give to
everything that we know is
criminals who are 80, 90 years old who did something really bad. Something like fucking murdering children or raping children.
And ultimately, that's a victory for me. Regardless what happens with the finances and that, I believe that the future, if we will be able to let the public know who did this. And I believe Canadians deserve to know who did this.
One of the benefits of bringing a civil action in the province of Alberta is ultimately, should this go to trial, it will form part of the public record, and it's tremendously, we think, important to get to the bottom of what has happened in this province over the past couple of years. And, we think that that'll happen in this case.
It's not hard to say that the prosecution, the persecution that you endured, is historical.
Artur. His name is Artur. A-R-T-U-R.
But it was historical in Canada, and it's just been win after win after win. Literally only, I think, one major thing still before the courts. Everything else has been a victory. How much does it mean for you to finally be going sort of on the offensive and saying, no, you will be held accountable?
Everything. Adam, everything. I have been...
What side?
What's on here? Mr. Boomerody?
Okay. No?
It was still slow. We just got out, became towards you, I was going down. Can I go back up?
What? What to do?
Yeah, I will.
It's fucking amazing. That's how polite that man was, though, right?
Immediately get out. Get out of this property immediately. Out. I don't want to hear anything. Out of this property immediately. I don't want to hear a word. Out. Out. Out of this property immediately until you come back with a warrant. Out. 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 Out.
He just fucking screams at her.
This property immediately out.
You saw how fucking nice that man was, right? To push him to that point, because they're going up to his congregation when they're in the parking lot leaving. And he was like, you can't come in and harass my people like this. Like,
I don't care what you have to out. Out. Out of this property, you Nazis. Out.
Oh, yes, sir. Out of this property, you Nazis.
Gestapo is not allowed. Out.
why are you turning around again? Like,
get out of this property. Go.
It was every week they were coming back.
Go! And don't come back without the warrant. Out, Nazi!
No, Nazi.
Out!
Everybody
You
leave.
understand? Nazis are not welcome here. Out! And don't come back without the warrant. Do not come back without the warrant. You understand that? You're not welcome here. Nazis are not welcome here. Gestapo is not welcome here.
Let's see their lack
Do
of
not come
fucking
back,
shame,
you
though.
Nazi.
Like,
Yeah.
all of you know you did something fucking wrong. Like,
Sick, evil people.
super fucked up.
Intimidating people in the church during the Passover.
You're not
You
even fucking front
Gestapo,
either.
Nazi, communists,
See?
fascists. Don't you dare coming back here.
Fucking, can you say walk of shame?
Psychopaths. Passover, the holiest Christian festival.
This
in
got
a year.
so
They're
crazy.
coming to intimidate
They
Christians
had
during the holiday
around
festival.
their church, and they
Unbelievable.
barricaded them
What
into
is
the
wrong
church
with
with
those
fences,
sick
temporary
psychopaths?
fences, and they put
It's beyond
blackout curtain all around
That's
it.
great. I really like that.
But like, I actually watched all of this as it happened.
Out!
This is hilarious. Like, and you can see he's such like a sweet man. Otherwise, like, but I think when they like fucking fucked around with his kid, that's why he started taking him to court. "60 days in jail for his role in protests against COVID-19. You gotta be fucking kidding. What a
2
fucking...
months in jail.
Look how old he is, though. He's my
so
dad's age.
So that means
Like,
that he got months of sentence.
How do you know it's a real place?
for like,
You're gonna have to elaborate on that.
for what, though, even? Like, for
Calgary pastor
In the middle of the fucking street.
You
Super.
see them fucking swerve? Like, what the fuck?
protests against COVID-19 public health measures, but he won't spend any time behind bars. Pulowski was found guilty of mischief and breaching a release order back in May in connection to the demonstrations which blocked Alberta's main Canada-US border crossing at Coots for more than 2 weeks back in early 2022.
We should do another
Judge
check
gave
of
the
protest.
controversial pastor 60 days credit for time already served. The Crown had sought a sentence of
Let's do
8 to
another
10
checker
months,
protest, and they should
while
be like,
defense
our
lawyers
demand
were
is
asking
Trudeau
for
comes
time
out here
served.
and he
During
talks
the
to
trial,
his
prosecutors
people.
sent Pulowski's impassioned speech to truckers.
We all promise
The
we will
flames
not
of
touch him.
unrest and
He might get a
convinced
water
him
bottle.
to stay longer.
Because I think they tried to do the year after, they tried to do another protest. No, go back.
Calgary.
You really say? Gustavo Nazi?
I know, come on.
Yeah, that's when they said he broke probation. He just goes limp. Like, that's kind of part of his job, though. He's got one of the, he's like one of the most accredited people that help homeless.
Out of this property immediately. I don't want to hear a word. Out! Out! Out of this property. Gestapo is not welcome here. Do not come back, you Nazi psychopaths. Unbelievable, sick, evil people. Intimidating people
I'll
in
be
the
like,
church
don't walk
during
on
the
my
Passover.
grass.
No, it's the taser, you tell me.
Like, I can't believe this. Like, so anti-Canadian. And again, he's on the tarmac. He's at a fucking airport. They dropped him, and then they let him walk.
Oh, they still have it.
Yeah, but if you guys just let him get in the car himself, like there's no fucking reason to do that.
The priest, you understand that? You criminals. You criminals.
Oh my god, that's at his house.
Look what they're doing.
They showed us at this.
Anything like that. This is a peaceful resistance, non-compliance, civil rights movement, solidarity movement. Thousands of people in Poland during solidarity movement were arrested. Thousands were ticketed and harassed and intimidated. Thousands were
They came with
forced to
buses?
leave Poland, but eventually the tyranny
Two
has
buses.
fallen, and Poland.
They're expecting to arrest more than 10 people.
So pray for me, and may freedom prevail. Be blessed.
Breaking news: Pastor Arthur
Really,
Pawlowski has been
embarrassing
arrested for
on
the
this
fifth
beat?
time. To explain us what happened, I will be interviewing his brother and his son, who were present at the moment.
He's not
of the arrest.
bad. He takes a little bit to get used to, but he's not afraid to go to cops. He's not afraid to go to cops. He's like, yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, don't play these games for your videos. Okay, you can just stand up. We do this every time we just go get fish on us.
Because you guys grab him and be like, stop
He's a
resist.
preacher! What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? You're nuts. What? What's wrong with you? What back off? This is a clergyman! What's wrong with you?
You guys are the
This is
ones
a clergyman! Do you understand that?
I'm
This
not
is a
even religious,
clergyman.
even like
You're
slightly
freaking
religious.
Nazis!
Canada,
Wow.
you practice whatever the fuck
This
religion
is
you
a
want.
clergyman! This is a clergyman! Treat him with respect, you freaking Nazis!
If you would walk, we would
No, you back off!
Well, gentlemen, what happened? Well, we're getting ready to head to Milk River. My dad was going to perform
Milk
a
River.
church service for them there, and we're all getting ready. We're packing, and then suddenly I hear a big commotion outside. So I run outside, and there's 3 police cars, 1 undercover minivan, and 2 police cruisers. And my dad, he's on the steps there, getting arrested. They said he's charged with mischief over 5,000 for allegedly blockading a road or blockading infrastructure. That's the terminology they use. So yeah, they were staking out hours.
Is he
waiting for
like
him to leave
flubber?
the house,
What?
and then they grabbed him, they snatched him, they kidnapped him right before he could go perform his duties as a clergyman.
They have a warrant?
They must have been parked because it was 3 vehicles and about 7 couples. Because I'm not calling them police officers anymore. They're not for us. They're against
No.
the Canadians.
No,
They're
they're,
gangsters
they're,
and
at the end of the day, they're always the brotherhood first.
And so they must have watched his wife and his kids being head to school, and then
And it's just like, it's
when
like
he
religion
left,
too, though.
they
Older people in
came,
religion, it's just so fucking grilled into them, like,
you know,
they just can't let it go.
They ran, they sprinted to arrest him. He was just standing there in his slippers. They came and arrested him like he's the biggest terrorist.
This is crazy.
It's unbelievable.
This is
needs to stop.
crazy.
People
How much
wake up.
money went into
He's
this?
not a criminal.
Like,
He's a clergyman. He's a priest. Christians, where are you?
Christians, where are
I'm lost
you?
for words. I'm lost for
They're
words.
helping the
I'm
gays.
sorry.
The trans. They're busy right
We're
now.
still gonna go. We're still gonna go perform the duties of a clergyman. We are still gonna be for the.
This is
kingdom.
the 5th arrest now since COVID has started. All of them on complete bogus charges. Any lawyer, any police officer can see that they are absolutely ridiculous.
It's because the
charges
Jews were
on
doing
merit,
it. The Jews were
but
the
yet
first
they
ones
they
to
still
do
keep
it.
doing it.
Like,
They're-
if you're
they're
just sitting
they're not
in a room
because they're not
with a
arresting
window,
other people for these charges,
and
it's
no one's
only
allowed
like
to
that.
be outside. Jewish people
It's
walking
just-
by. It's kind of like
If it's not clear that this
it's
is
not your
malicious party
fault that you
persecution,
notice
it's
them just so happen to be
policing,
like
then I don't
okay,
know.
why are they allowed to be out? Because they pay their
These
tickets
guys
on the
so
spot.
going out behind the Iron Curtain. People
But if
giving
I do
the
that,
cop
I drive the cop.
everything,
Like,
including your
I don't get it.
including your freedom, including your
The
life.
worst one I
They're
saw
coming
was
for everything.
a little
And more
old
and more
lady,
you see the
and she
fruits.
went out to the
When I was
curb
a child, I
because people
saw
started getting
the
arrested,
same thing that I
and she
saw
went out to
right
the
now.
curb to
The
see
kids
like
being
what was going on, and then they started putting her in cuffs. She was like, "That's my house right here. Like I'm on the curb. It's my house." It was like, "If I see you back here, I'm not giving you a warning next time." And he fucking let her go. It's just like she's like 90 something. She's a tiny little old lady. She's like, I don't even understand what I did wrong.
See how scared they are.
I just came outside because there was like a hustle and bustle going on. Like
the Gestapo, because I don't want to call them police officers because their tactics are ridiculous. They come to our home, they sprint at him like he's some criminal who's gonna run. He's never ran, he's never resisted.
right? He drops if anything.
They're scared because they
It's
know what they're doing is
hilarious.
wrong, and the people will eventually hold them accountable.
Absolutely.
Want some milk?
And you know what? He's not a G. He's the wannabe tyrant master of the capo. Yeah, a gangster boss. That's all it is. No respect whatsoever for the law of Islam. This man has no respect. He's a crook.
I understand a couple of streets ahead, there are a lot of police officers where they took Pastor Art. So I'm gonna go ahead and check it out. Thank you so much for the interview, guys.
Stand on guard for you. Thank you.
Hello, friends. This is Pastor Arthur Pawlowski, and as you probably are aware, I have been arrested again. This time by SWAT chief style and RCMP Gestapo style takedown right outside my house. They have been cooking all
But they do that on purpose.
charges.
You're using it clever.
It's awesome. I love
I
it.
have no
It's
idea,
clever.
probably because I support
No, they do it publicly, and they make they make it so it's like in front of your family, in front of your friends, in front of your neighbors,
tyrannical
to discourage you from doing it again.
the total disregard to the law of the country, the total disregard to the criminal code of Canada.
Like if that happened in front of my fucking house, like if that happened to us, I'd be fucking embarrassed. We barely even know our neighbors. Like
Rule of law, and of course, any tyrannical government doesn't like that. So, insanity continues as the truckers are holding the fort in Ottawa and the truckers are holding the fort in Cruz and Milk River. It looks like the Calgary police, now with the cooperation with another force,
yeah,
another part of the Gestapo, I guess the RCMP, have collaborated to take down those that they think would strengthen the So I don't know what is going to happen. I mean, I need your help if you can comment how in any shape or form, please.
Okay.
I don't know what
No
they
toast
have
for me.
plans for me, but
Can you leave it there?
I'm here
Just him.
in Calgary at this moment. I know
Well, then, no
RCMP
problem.
is here as well, so I don't know if I will be transferred to their facility or not. But if you can take the phone and call the authorities and put pressure on those corrupted politicians. I have a message for the Calgary Chief of Police, Mark Neufeld. You are acting like a Gestapo. You're acting like a
Barricade. Barricade. B-A-R-I.
I want to be one. Okay. Oh wait! Oh, he's outing the people who make money off of the Christian people who make money on TV from ads. Be like plant your seed. Exposes satanic plot.
Oh, I know Jesus, and he knows I'm right. That's a giant fucking cookie, baby. Look at this.
Bus fire nearly destroys church? What? Oh, cool. His son fucking testified at the European fucking Union. That's cool.
I want to see that.
Okay, give me a sec. When they got back, they were arrested.
I love it.
Yeah, I told you, that's when he came out as gay. He took his son to the Barbie movie. And then he took his daughter, fucking who looks like a lesbian, to the other movie.
Is this Sunday, maybe?
Almost definitely. Definitely. So was his father. I think his brother's in gay. Brother seems very straight, but he seems like very much now using his brother's money because he hated his brother.
Go out, mister? Go. Go, go, go. Whoopee.
Fine, get the boat.
Yeah, he does like a lot of work with homeless. Getting homeless people housing.
Oh, Stand Trump prophecy to save the nation.
Biblical
Trump.
justice.
Trump. Wow, mysterious thing caught in Canada in church.
Like, how is that relevant to what I'm looking at?
It's 3 years ago.
Yeah, everything's at least more than 24 hours. Usually it's like 10 years. Is it?
It's not just happening here in our country. Take a look around. There is this worldwide lockstep effort to crush any dissent to the freedom-crushing NWO.
Is that Toronto? Good, good. At Calgary, really? The tower. This is like some really intense Calgary information. That's very appropriate. This is basically what Calgary is. Like a whole lot of like super intense intro music with a whole lot of nothing after.
The Peter show.
Lurks in the home life of an evil man. The book of Proverbs states that.
Oh, no. Thank you, though. Lovely information. That's when I ask questions about fucking a Bible story. I almost got kicked out. I'm pretending me.
What?
What? Nothing.
You need to listen. That's fine. Never mind.
Why did that come up on my shit? Oh, farmer protest takes over Germany.
Did you hide the cigarette?
Oh, no, I was looking for a fucking lighter. Thank you. Okay. Oh, I brought your stuff upstairs, I guess. No, your stuff is really good.
Look at how long you just grabbed it.
Giacomo?
Oh,
Come. Here. Open? I can't reach.
Okay.
Why am I getting all this fucking religious bullshit? Because I fucking looked that up. Now all my shit's gonna be fucking born again Christian bullshit. That or it's like, I've been clean for this many days. They're like, I have a child now with me, and I'm like, okay. Wait, you said you want to see something up top?
No, it's all good.
Okay. Break into Barry? What? Oh, Ontario. Yeah, what did you guys do? Do you hear police? Probably somebody you called the cops on. They're saying police.
She got a gun.
Oh, cool. They're just trying to scare people. They're just trying to scare people.
At.
So he had a gun? I'm thinking he called the police on one of these guys for something fucking stupid. They're saying police. Why did they dub it as please?
No,
What? Wait, watch. It's gonna say please when they're trying to get it. See?
Oh, because it's black, and then look at the caption is just too bad.
Why did you have a gun? My question.
No gangs. They don't care.
That's what I mean, though. Like, this is just to scare the
Look,
shit.
they're trying to get in and trying to kill him because they have those gloves on. When you have those gloves on, you're there for the murder.
Yeah, but they're not doing this to just any fucking house, though. They're just gonna scare the fucking shit out of people.
No, they're there to kill him. It's just that he protected himself. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, but the reason that they're posting this video is to scare people. To be like, oh, look, all these fucking people are coming to break in all your homes. Better get fucking guns and deadbolts. Like, that's fucking pathetic. That's the saddest shit. Fucking, dude. Stop being fucking shit. That's how.
What? Joe Rogan said scientists will overview after this.
Hate their fucking titles now. Why you don't feel like doing anything? Because you're a fat fuck.
That's Dr. K.
Yeah, he's kind of really shitty lately.
Thanks for the question. We're aware of the fire, and our government is
That's a trick. Turn it upside down.
Why don't we share our government or again control the effort?
We are aware of the fire. We are because that's
Want to provide? Thanks
for the question. We're aware of the fire.
Are Thanks for not answering it.
He said, with all due respect, it's the same answer that the Prime Minister gave. That's the truth.
Gang takeover? Oh, fuck! They go. Okay, so I've seen people do this before. They go into a live radio station, and they literally will go up to the guy on the mic at gunpoint and be like, yo, tell them everything that you're saying is fucking not true. Hostage? Are you fucking serious?
On the country's drug cartels after shocking video.
Here's like a grabbing onto today.
Huh?
Here's a grabbing onto today.
Yeah, right?
Victoria was here, that's why.
Hostage.
Goes in BC.
It's on the phone with the cops. No, you want to call police? Hey, here, policia? Talk to you. These are fucking bomb detonator.
According to the Associated Press, no one was killed in the incident and 13 people are facing arrest.
Schools
They arrested
in
him.
the country are now
It was a bluff.
residents hunker down.
They're pulling a J-Rock!
Oh, wow, they did.
Armed conflict. President
Wow, that was literally a J-Rock. Like,
As terrorist groups, giving
and then the
military
charges.
Look, they all got arrested.
to neutralize them within the bounds of international.
As soon as the big boy came in,
The sudden spike in violence is
the
not to be
military
I like your
terrorists.
points the other day where it's like, where, like, it's not that easy to just get
Since then, Ecuador has
these
seen
kinds of
results
weapons. Like, a
in at least
fucking grenade.
125
Like, you don't just go to, like, a gun store to get a grenade.
Well, you can go to the army surplus, empty, so it don't have anything in it. So you can have a real looking grenade with you and bluff. Yes, for a money price.
Morgan's brother Kyle,
The background of this.
yeah, like, fucking back in, like, before Trudeau.
Well, the transnational
My first year high school, it's 2007, 2008.
over Ecuador for some
I think
time
Obama
now.
wasn't even president
Last
yet.
August, the assassination
RCMP showed up to their house with a warrant for a gun.
which is
It's got a
led
classic
to-
gun.
to
It had the orange cap on top
victory
even.
in Elections last year. He's
And he
the
got expelled
president.
from school for that
It's
too.
not clear to me.
And he was like,
what
I
kind
will
of
bring it to
president he
you.
is.
It's
He's
a gun from the
the
dollar
president who I
store.
met
Like,
and who was very good, but he has not been able to control the transitions. One of which, the Choneros, which is the one that took over the TV station, is apparently controlled by the Sinaloa cartel in Mexico. Influence of all bad actors, Ecuador, unfortunately. It's got Albanian mafia, it's got China, it's got Iran involved in there, it's got Hezbollah, it's a nexus between the Marxist left, the drug cartels, and China, but a lot of other bad actors that are unfortunately just joining forces in Ecuador.
What is going on the streets now? We just read reports of people staying home, schools closing, all that sort of thing. Is there a sense that the kind of law and order in the country is itself
Immigrants
coming apart
coming
at
in.
this moment?
Yes, I'm afraid that. Let's not forget that this happened at it was a televised event, but it also happened in the university, it happened in the prison system. There are apparently explosions across the country.
you're like a bear. What?
You can only, in Novoa,
Very
President Novoa is claiming that the transnational groups are using weapons that they have grabbed from the Peruvian military. Peru is just south of Ecuador. Ecuador is a Pacific country wedged between Colombia and Peru. Dina Boluarte, the president of Peru, so the troubled country, has pledged support for Novoa, but it's a crisis time for that poor country.
What are U.S. relations like with Ecuador at this moment?
Well, as we said, as a new president,
Novoa. He hasn't been there for a very long time. I think the Biden administration has pledged support. The Biden administration's policies towards Latin America have not really helped. They have, for example, we have befriended Gustavo Petro, the president of Colombia, just north of Ecuador, who himself is a former terrorist for F-19, a terrorist group that is Marxist and is associated also with the drug cartels. He is Petro in Colombia has stopped a lot of the that his predecessors have pursued. We no longer have an air base in Ecuador. The previous president, Rafael Correa, did not sign the lease in 2019. In fact, the Choneros gang that took over the TV station come from Manta, which is the area where we have an air base. We used to have an air base. So we had an air base that was used for drug interdiction, used to facilitate the shipment of drugs from the port of Guayaquil to Antwerp in Europe and here to the U.S. Again, it's I'm afraid the White House and the State Department are not helping here, but I don't see how even they could. It's just a bad situation.
When you say they're not helping, what would you like to see them doing an alternative to address the capitalist drug cartels that taken over the country?
Well, we could stop befriending these regimes like in Colombia or in Brazil with Lula da Silva, who are, Lula da Silva, the president of Brazil, himself was in prison until last year for corruption. But we have embraced them. We have embraced Petro. We have embraced Boric.
Okay.
We should try to befriend American friendly delay, including giving them the Heisman. Like we gave another pro-American president. The law again is hard to say what it is right now. It's different things. But our policy raise that guy and give it people who like delay.
This is my dressing room. It's pretty intense.
After he won resoundingly the presidential election, it took him 45 minutes.
This was left in my clothes.
Congratulate Lula da Silva in Brazil.
After I got looted by
very close call there.
my sister and my mother and Fury Bunny.
The imprisonment of Lula, of course, he was a leading presidential candidate before his opponent, Trump, corruption charges against him in prison. As we look at what's going on here in America, where many people feel like the politicized attack on Donald Trump is an undermining of our democratic system. An appropriate way to oust your political opponent, to take pretextual corruption charges and literally imprison him?
Well, I agree with the latter part of what you said. I agree with the first part. I haven't seen anything to say that Lula was imprisoned for political reasons. In fact, he was let out on a technicality. And by the way, Lula does not like the United States. He is not America friendly.
But
What does that mean?
To U.S. Drug policy and how that is affecting the violence in the region. Obviously, I would like to see, everyone would like to see an end to the violence. A crackdown on that is more warfare with the cartels really, getting there, further driving the product underground and creating this endless cycle.
If I understand this question correctly, I think you mean the premise. The president of Mexico, don't forget, the Mexican cartels are behind.
Indisputable and taken as 100% fact, and that could we just break down. Yeah, that's immersive. The idea that we can observe us speaking and feeling.
Oh, right.
that were kidnapped, that were put into cells, that had to take tons of we're talking about children that were tortured, that were kidnapped, that were put into cells, that had to take tons of experimental drugs, chained and whipped. The Quebec hospitals were under the rule of the APA, the American Psychiatric Association, and the CIA. The Duplessis orphans were used as human guinea pigs for medical experimentations. The Duplessis orphans case is a Canadian genocide. More than 100,000 Duplessis orphans have disappeared or murdered. Innocent children were falsely labeled mentally retarded and illegally warehoused into psychiatric hospitals.
Quand ça, la religieuse, le soir, elle m'a embarqué dans un bain de l'eau glacée. Après ça, m'a mis la capitale de force. En journée, je me retrouve dans la chute. C'est pour ça qu'ils m'ont torturé. Quand sorti à la télévision, j'ai dit à mon ami, il faut que je leur dise à mes enfants, parce qu'ils vont me dire, ma mère a été dans une cage psychiatrique, ça n'a pas de bon sens.
Every time that something came up that in the newspapers or television, it turns always into a massive cover-up. One lawyer told me the scandal must come from beyond the province of Quebec, because he said everybody here is rotten to the core. The corruption is so high.
Moi, j'ai rentré à l'âge de 11 ans, je suis sortie là à 17 ans et demi, c'est grâce à ma soeur qui a déserté, qui a pu me sortir de là avec la psychiatrie. Ben, c'est là que j'étais contente de sortir de là, j'étais plus capable. J'ai eu trop de souffrance, je souffrais trop.
Hi, I'm Travis Tomczyk, Curator of Canadian Human Rights History at the Canadian Museum for Human Rights in Winnipeg, Manitoba. Gallery, which is the largest gallery in our museum. As you can see behind me, there are a series of images. This is called the Visual Canvas. In the lower corner, you can see a picture of Lucien Gagnon, and his image is used to represent the story of the Duplessis orphans in this gallery. In order to access the content on the Duplessis orphans, you need to step up to an inside station.
Fuck yeah.
Hello and ho ho ho, welcome. It's Saturday and it's a very special Christmas. This is going well, I think, with David Cooper. And I'm David Cooper. Now, if this isn't the last episode of the show, I don't know what will be. But let's face it, every episode. Have we got something special and weird for you? This is going well, I think, with David Cooper, and I'm David Cooper. This is the only show where no one's listening. No one cares. The show where every episode's the last episode. Today, another installment of our game, What's Weird About You? The game is simple. My co-host Tony 5 knows something weird about a person who's going to join us, and I have to guess what that weird thing is. And today's guest, very esteemed. He was a caller, a very regular, a very irregular caller of the overnight radio show I used to do. He was a fan. Well, he was a fan something. I don't know, his favorite, least favorite. But anyone who listened to the call-in section of my former show knew him as Mike in Windsor. God, he used to call in and do these terrible impressions, these terrible characters, perhaps the most infamous of which was Toda, which was just bad yelling.
Okay.
About Mike in Windsor.
I totally remember Toto. Yeah. Everyone's fucking like stuck in each other.
All right, you ready for it?
Oh my god, this is the guy that's called fucking Tony.
Mike in Windsor.
Yeah.
I'm recording this now.
I'm recording you.
Fuck me. Just before we bring him in, David, anybody who's listening, fucking prepare for yourself. If you have to go to the toilet, hit pause, go to the toilet and then come back. Otherwise, your life will just shit yourself.
Hey, Mike.
David. Mike from Windsor. The man, the myth, the legend. I never thought I would hear your voice again. No, I know, and I miss you guys. I mean, look at us. The Three Stooges are back together.
Yeah.
Back together, Mike.
Yeah. Well, there is a fourth stooge who wants to say hi.
Oh, Jesus.
Is he there? Wait, please. Before you go and get this dude, I must say, it's bringing a slight tear to my eye. I don't know whether it's that or leprosy, but to be honest with you, I have missed you, but I have missed this person coming along way more. David, are you ready?
I'm so ready.
No.
I'm ready.
I know you're looking forward to him. He's sitting right next to me. Here he is. Speak to you. Honored I am. But it's not. It's only fucking Toda. Yeah.
Every fucking night this guy used to call with his voice.
That's it. I wanted to, before I go further, we'll touch on the character of Toda a little bit later.
Never heard his actual voice, actually.
Some acknowledgments, and your producer doesn't want to have me acknowledge her, but I will anyway, against your will. But first, I wanted to thank Mr. T. Tony Tedeschi
Oh shit, eh?
He said, well, he and Tony Five were on talking about you. So that got the wheels turning for me and the gears grinding as they are now. And I said, I got to be on this podcast. I got to talk to these guys. And then Danny, got it all set up. And the funny thing was, being Nostradamus, I didn't check my emails for like 6 weeks. And then I'm
Me
like,
too.
Who's Danny?
I gave her my number. I told her to call me.
I'm getting acid flashbacks, Mike. You're taking over the show just like you used to.
Right?
It's like numb. It's like numb. I can feel it.
Yeah. You know what? I actually made a run sheet. So
I'm downstairs in my mom's basement. It's 5 in the morning. I can feel the flashbacks now.
Yeah.
Mike, you were perhaps the caller we were most worried about. You called for that overnight show we did. And there were times where you weren't doing so hot, and there were times when you were doing very hot. You're not a one-trick pony, but how you been? How you been in the last year?
Yeah, I'm doing all right. Actually, I retired just before your show.
Good for you. Congratulations.
In October of
Happy retirement.
Were you involved with the tire trade? What did you used to do?
Well, I worked for 43 years in total. I started with a paper route back in the late 70s. But the last 28 plus years, I was working at Chrysler making minivans. So buy one.
Or not. Or I guess your pension, you probably want them to buy one. Otherwise, that pension's going to go to shit.
Oh, yeah. I took the growing buyout. I couldn't wait to leave. I was tired of getting injured and stuff like that. So, I got a lot of work
nuts and
injuries,
bolts.
so that's always
My dad's
fun.
face.
So it
On
hurts a little
top of a
less
box
now.
somewhere.
I'm not doing
Maybe
the
I'll
same
fucking
thing
jump.
450
Attacked by
times
a cat.
a day on the line. So
Jesus.
Wow. You gotta do something.
That was a whole investigation over a fucking chocolate bar wrapper.
So,
good lord.
But that's chocolate.
People think it's a gravy job, but there's a
Little
reason
pocket.
why they pay you $37
Garbage.
an hour because you're
Whole day
working your ass
investigating who could be
while you're
eating
on there.
chocolate bar.
Yeah.
Well, on the job,
What are you
on
doing
the
with your
line.
retirement? What, apart from waiting your time with us, what are you actually doing with your retirement?
Well, since this is not on the air, I will say absolutely fucking nothing.
You can
As you
swear,
should.
Mike. You can finally swear in a conversation with me.
Yes, I know, because this will never be OTA on the air. It'll never.
David, he knows all the phrases, David, all the phrases. I mean, he pretty much should have hosted the overnight show that we used to do.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, it's true.
From the hours of midnight to stupid o'clock.
AM 800 in Windsor there brought back Coast to Coast AM. So if I wake up in the middle of the night or whatever, I put that on and listen to George Norrie.
Oh, it's terrible.
You've been replaced, David. I don't know what's going on.
The aliens are real. And
Oh, it's so bad though.
Oh, he's the guy. There was another guy that did that, wasn't it? There was another guy, a famous guy. I can't remember his name, but he did something in the desert.
Art Bell started the show.
Art Bell, and then George Norrie replaced him. Yeah, and then I replaced George.
George Norrie, the problem is his guests are fucking batshit crazy.
And then George Norrie took over, and he's expanded it with his Beyond. What is it? Beyond something.
It's something space UFO shit that's fucking. It was cute first, and now it's just like, okay, stop.
The lizard person, the whole thing. Yeah, all of it. Yeah. The lizard people. Okay, cool.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And greasing my green skin. Okay, sorry. Get out of here. Go to the bedroom and grease that lightsaber. Okay, he's gone.
How much of your cue sheet have we gone through, Mike? Because I do want to get to the what's weird about you part. I want to hear from ex-President Bump and Arnold. That's two, but then I remember Arnold and Bump or fuck that.
Yeah, I used to change the name. Actually, your producer told me because I said I think Toto was a popular character. I think, and she said he was a fan favorite. So I was really happy to hear about that.
Singular intended there. Singular intended.
But there's been missteps. I mean, David, you were a stand-up comedian for a while there, and when you're good, and then when you bomb. It happens.
It happens. You gotta try things, though. You gotta try things.
Yeah. So, Tota's premiere was the best. And I gotta say, Tony Five, all I had for everybody that's going to listen to this podcast, all I had was, I look at the character and I think, okay, we got Yoda, and I'm doing a parody of it because I grew up with Matt.
So I have a whole box of shirts. It's a workout. It's fun. Really fucking put everything into that store.
As well, because they were running parallel.
Whatever.
During the 70s and 80s.
It's like bankruptcy for a second
So
time.
I'm looking at the mind, like the character of Yoda.
Off the hands, off the puppet's ass.
Yes, he's hundreds of wise. He's a Jedi master, right? Jedi Knight master, and he has that language problem, reverse syntax.
This is what he started watching.
Subject of when he
This is great. Honestly.
Well, he had a disability, to be fair. He did get free parking.
He fucking
But
Tony Tedesco.
I thought, Yoda. Okay, I'm gonna call him Toda, but he's kind of lonely. So for the first one, it was relationship, I think.
Oh yeah, and then we set you up with that insane caller in Montreal. What was her name again?
Yes.
Edna.
She's my favorite. She's my favorite.
I was getting to her because I have a secret about that.
What?
I'm getting to that. See, I've taken this over.
What?
I've taken this over, David.
We don't have a commercial break with music to cut you off, so we gotta pace you along using other means. But go ahead, keep going.
Oh, okay. But anyway, so I thought, I'll tell you, Tony Five, it was fun bouncing off of you because when I first called in, all I had was, okay, I figured, Toda's an honored, Jedi Master, Knight Master, whatever. And so that's when I came up with that.
I thought the Asian lady was voice. I thought it was one of them doing a voice for sure. Can't believe she's a real person.
And then I thought,
Edna.
what other line can I think of? And then I thought of the lightsaber long I have, and Tony Five, you were on that right away. That was fantastic. Everything else was ad-lib.
So you end up calling many times, and at some point Toda was lonely, so we set you up with another.
It was a fucking big ass fighter.
Yeah, an equally insane person. What she was all or what secret do you have about that?
Well, first I remember, it seemed.
Oh, don't go in my closet.
Toda, and then it was.
No, I'm gonna the new Michael Jackson. I'm gonna feel even worse about killing you. I have to stop naming things that are not. I'm making friends with all the fucking animals, and now I'm making friends with bugs.
And you would be in the Star Trek voice, and you would just be there being like, what the fuck is going on?
You're all retarded.
Ross and Rachel, will they, won't they?
Yeah, and I'm doing the Star Wars voice, but anyway, the secret that I have is I didn't understand a fucking word she was saying.
No one did. Nobody did.
Because it was, it was on the air, and I know you're on the clock and everything.
Yeah, but you're also just trying to like fucking run out the clock.
Because I didn't want to interrupt her and say, "What did you say? What do you mean? Pardon me."
There was, even if you got it to repeat yourself, it didn't add any additional clarity.
Yeah,
very true.
It was Aerosmith. We were living on the edge now.
Ha! That's great.
Let's bring this back to why you're here, Mike. So I know the weird thing about you, and it's David's job, duty, profession to kind of try and work out
what is weird about you, which, and I've got it in front of me, it's not super weird, but I will give you a clue. It's something Mike does with his wife. He, I know that he manages to do it more than once a week, but don't give too much away, because I want to play a game here. I have 4 clues to David, so he can figure it out. Oh, you have the clues.
All right, let's hear them.
That sounds like my dad.
And it's not sex, I'm assuming. If it is sex, I'm a genius. But what are the 4 clues?
Okay, first clue, darkness.
Okay. Stargazing. You would look at the stars at night?
Me too!
Second, whispering.
You whisper while stargazing.
Third, wife. You know that.
What?
Now, if you don't get it from that, then the next one's going to give it away.
Okay, darkness, you invite a black man to come have sex with your wife and you whisper in his ear while he's doing it, and the lights are also off.
That's it, David. You
See, when you're having a suicidal thought, that's a really good fucking icebreaker.
I have one sister-in-law that does like black men. So, but anyway,
Tony, let's get Tony in there. Could you get a little bit of sensation?
no, the last clue is big screen.
Oh, you watch movies with your wife? I don't know.
That's it? You just go to the movies?
You're all
Almost got it, Tony.
I'm gonna pass out.
you're all retarded. All of you are retarded.
I'm into movies and TV a lot, and I'm a videographer actually, an amateur. But I critique movies.
I applied to media and communications for college.
Does she enjoy these critiques, or is she ready to kill you by the end of it?
Yeah, no, she's ready to kill me at the moment.
I'm the worst photographer on the planet.
So you force your movie criticism on your wife, and she doesn't want it.
I lean over and say to her, "Oh, that scene could have been shot better. Oh, that line sucks. The Titanic's going down." And she likes cruises, and I said, "Oh, so much for the cruise."
Oh man, you.
Welcome to Film Critic. That's what's weird about you.
Yeah, I get a little too technical when I'm in a movie.
You basically annoy your wife while you watch movies. That's what's weird about you.
His weird thing is that he annoys his wife.
Instead of his voice not
That's
shutting
the
up.
weird thing about Mike. He annoys his wife.
Shocker on that one.
That was mean.
It's really not that weird. I mean, I'm sure wives annoy.
The more you explain it, the weirder it becomes.
I mean, in comparison to somebody who can't swim, that's pretty not weird. I mean, we have put a request out there for people who have got a weird hobby. Now, your definition of people that are weird, I was hoping for people, I don't know, that eat their own bogies or something. That's weird to me.
Oh, I do that. They're delicious. Salty. It's a good snack. It's good for your immune system.
You're disgusting.
Yes.
Bogies? Is that what you call them in the UK? Bogies?
We call them bogies, yeah.
Bogies?
Yeah, what do you call them? Boogers.
Bogies. Boogers.
I
Boogers.
didn't know we were going to Top Gun. A bogey is an enemy.
Yeah.
Enemy aircraft. Well, come on, what's going on?
I'm getting acid flashbacks.
I mean, only in Star Fox.
It's Tom Cruise. I'm sure that's Tom Cruise.
No, Star Fox.
Mike, we only have time for one more of your 75 items on your cue sheet. What's next?
Oh, yeah, no, actually, we've gone through most of them.
We hit them all?
No, well, actually, I do have a couple of regrets. I
Regrets.
remember one time I called in, and then while I was on hold, then I came on and said, I heard from the censors that the show's been canceled, and this was just a few weeks before the show was canceled.
No, it's fine. Oh, fine. The show was canceled every night.
So I'm like, oh no, that's Nostradamus coming back. But the other one, and then my biggest regret, and this is redemption for me, it was the last show. I called in, it was like at the top of the show, and I forget who was it, maybe Zach?
I think it was Zach was the board op at the time, yeah.
Who was producing, and he said, "Oh, can you call back later, and then I can get you on?" I said, "Okay." I fell asleep.
Oh, you didn't get to call in on the last show?
No.
That's so sad.
Well, you called in every other night, Mike, and we knew you were there.
My friend.
Yeah, I was there. I was there in spirit, in my sleep, dreaming about you, David. So there you go.
It was what was sad, Mike, is what you didn't realize is after David did the first broadcast, he was sacked. So technically, we were just working on notice.
At the end of every show, the show was canceled, only to be not canceled.
For a year.
Canceled after every show, and I'm the one who creates it.
Yeah. Oh, how about a little Trump there, or Donald Trump.
Let's
Yeah, you know, I'm running in 2027, and I plan on winning.
You suck.
It's going to be fantastic.
Let me tell you, I'm gonna run in this race. It's gonna be the best run. No one has ever seen such a good run. To be perfect in every way.
We gotta get to the chopper.
Tony's dying.
Of course, Hill Shinton. Well, I guess we could say Hill Shinton.
Didn't need my inhaler.
I did not have sex with that woman. Oh, wait.
Oh, I did, however, go to www.
Oh, topical. Hashtag free Jeffrey Epstein.
That's the thing, too. Other than Mad Magazine, I grew up watching Johnny Carson and
Jeffrey Epstein, Maxwell, Jared from Subway,
Bob Guccione, Hugh Hefner, and Jimmy Fallon, and I got into there's basically two types of humor. There's situational and there's topical.
and then there's whatever this is.
The third type. I've been honing my skills, so
we can see that.
And I'm on a skillless podcast here, so I don't know what's going on.
Mike, we gotta leave it at that. We've missed you. It's so nice to reconnect with you. We hope we'll have you on the show with a shorter interval than the last time we spoke, but not too short.
Mike, it's been amazing. I'm going to take maybe 6 months of therapy, and then as soon as that's finished, we shall meet again, because this has been way too long. I mean, I'm doing voluntary PTSD for this. This is fantastic. I love it. I can't get enough of it.
Mike, it was a great pleasure, and what's weird about you is that you annoy your wife.
Yeah. Oh no, I was just gonna say it's fantastic to talk to you guys again, and actually, I hated that I had a sore throat a couple months ago, and it kind of damaged my vocal cord range. If you might have noticed, Toda.
Wait to get the letters from listeners saying Toda wasn't what I hoped he'd be.
He wasn't 100%.
I think it's going to be in the thousands of letters. Mike, thank you. Take care of yourself, brother. Keep your head up and enjoy retirement.
Big disappointment I got.
Mike, it's phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. This is the award-winning one, David.
All right, Mike. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, Mike. Take care. And we've lost Mike. So, David, just to let you know, every time you ask me, Tony, do you know any of these great episodes we can send to producers, we can send to Sirius, we can send, and you always say to me, Tony, can't you remember? This is one of them.
This is it, yeah.
No, I want you to bookmark this bitch, as they say in the industry, and send it to everybody that could pay us for this.
For those who made it this far, and I don't think it's anyone, what Tony's referring to is when people ask for a demo of the show as we try to find work, he's saying this is the episode that will be on the top of the stack for our demo, for our sizzle reel, whatever it is.
What people don't know is Mike was a regular listener and contributor to the show at Stupid O'Clock at night for you guys and Stupid O'Clock in the morning for me.
5 o'clock in the morning.
I mean, with various impersonations. He would call constantly, Mike, and these various impressions went on, and we knew about him, we knew about his family.
And he once confessed to having a crush on his young pregnant niece.
Now, I was circling that, but I didn't want to say anything, David, and you dropped it in. I was waiting for you to either do the end saying no, don't talk about it, or
No, it was wild. He just confessed to having a thing for his fucking niece on the air. We're just sitting there being like, what the fuck is happening right now?
In the middle of the conversation, he said that he fancied his niece, which was absolutely superb. It was, and I wanted to ask him,
and I thought, no, that's just too much PTSD for one episode. I remember the commercial break would always be a natural cutoff point. So we'd wait to let him on until there was like 3 minutes left because I forgot though, but we did that because he does this. He just keeps going and going. And then when you say something to him, he just goes, yeah, and then just says what he wants to say, doesn't respond to what you said. And the commercial break was always like a natural point where we could boot him, but I had to boot him on this show. This little clock, the 3-minute clock that would count down and we put it. Oh, bless Mike and all his sales in him. What an amazing fella. What an amazing fella. Well, what's weird about him is that he's fucking annoying. What's weird about him is that he calls and listens to this show and he's supportive of us and all we endeavor. Yeah, he's great. He was fantastic. I feel like you're right. We're being a little mean, but I actually love him and we appreciated his support every night and appreciate him coming on. So he was so fucking mean. He was great. I want to get him back again. I want to go around his house later for some tea or something. I could just imagine just having the best time with him and his wife. I wouldn't even watch a movie with him and let him critique it in front of me. I don't think that's weird at all. I think he's on thin ice with his wife. I think if we showed up at his house and started annoying his wife with him, she would just leave him. That'd be it. If his niece was there, then it's all fucked up. It's all kind of messed up. Thanks for doing this, as always. This was epic, David. I mean, yeah, I'm going to give up my day job for this. So, yeah. All right, have a good one, my friend. Thanks. Take care. Later.
Great.
Hello and welcome and happy Tuesday. This is going well, I think, with David Cooper, and I'm your host, David Cooper. This is going. Oh, and I'm going to do that by guessing what's weird about it. Cue the music. Look at that.
Oh, yes.
The 3 T's in one dick. 2 testicles and a David. And happy Tuesday. This is going well, I think, with David Cooper, and I'm your host, David Cooper. This is going well, I think, the show where no one's listening, no one cares. The show where every episode's the last episode. Today, the second installment of our segment, What's Weird About You? My friend Tony Five from England and I are going to interview someone who used to work with a lot, the technical producer, or more affectionately, board op of the commercial overnight radio show that I used to do. His name is Tony Tedesco. And Tony Five and I are going to find out what's weird about him. Oh, and I'm going to do that by guessing what's weird about him. Cue the music! There he is. There he is. Look at him. There he is. The band's back together. Look at us. Oh, yes. The 3 T's and 1 dick. 2 testicles and a David.
That's what it is. You know, when I was a kid in high school, this actually is probably one of the weird things about me, but this is not the one we find with your producer, Danny. I got picked on a little bit as a kid, and my last name being Tedesco, they used to, I don't know, somehow somebody turned it into the extra.
Tabasco. Was it Tabasco?
Extra testicle.
Oh.
What? Somehow somebody took my last name and turned it into the extra testicle. And I don't know, like when I look back now, I mean, really, it's not really that much of an insult, but
Yeah.
all the testosterone for me.
Who's calling? Who's calling?
I don't know. Sorry about that.
He's still on the line with the bank. I have a friend. He used to be a PJ.
You have a friend? Wait, Tony, did you hear that?
David has a friend. Yeah.
I know, right? Weird.
That's it. That's my story. No, he was like a VJ or a PJ on YTV when we were kids. His name is Simon Mohos. And when he was a kid, he revealed to me that he was bullied as Seaman Homo.
Nice.
Right.
Well, I think it's hilarious.
Kids are mean, that's what it is.
My dad used
Yeah,
to call me
good.
Little Davy Cooper, and I thought he was making fun of me. And then when I was like, I don't know, 20, I thought, your last name's Cooper too.
He's a dick.
And his first name's Richard, so he's Dick Cooper.
Wow. Intelligence didn't flow well in your family, did it? In the Cooper household?
No.
David, I've got a new theme tune for our episode today. What's weird about you? You. What's weird about you? You. What's weird about you?
Wow.
I know, right?
Tony's so creative.
So creative.
I know, right?
How are you, Tony Five? I haven't seen you in so long.
Oh, man, I'm still good, still black, still bald. But apart from that, we are doing well. You're looking fantastic, by the way. I'm loving your food processor in the background.
Yeah, my mixer, yeah. Welcome to my kitchen, by the way. Welcome to my kitchen.
You got a fancy, what do you call it, a KitchenAid?
Whoa. Yeah, I like to bake, I like to cook. This one was given to me, actually. A cousin of mine got a brand new one, and she knew that I wanted a KitchenAid, so she said, Merry Christmas, here you go. And that was a couple of years.
That's quite a Zoom flex, the KitchenAid, and that's almost as much as a flex as a full bookshelf that, professors and stuff will have to have, yeah.
Yeah. I don't have that many books, so I can't flex that.
Let's have an extra coat rack and some garbage on my floor.
And I can't read, so we actually know now. I know what Tony's weirdness is. David, a weird fact about young Tony T. We can you can start to guess, but it's one that you know what? Knowing what Tony does in his free time and what he used to do after the show, it's surprising. It is. It's not weird. It is surprising, right, Tony?
Yeah, I think a lot of people basically don't. A lot of people do this. What this weird thing is that I can't do or don't do. So yeah,
it's what weird thing you're unable to do.
I think I might have given away a lot there. Yeah, it's a weird thing about me, and it's something that I can't do that most people can.
Whoa, it's not masturbating. Yeah. You're in Canada. You can't plead the fifth. Okay, so it's nothing sexual.
No, I wouldn't come on here and talk about sexual stuff. Why would I do that, David Cooper?
But remember, David, Canada's an island, David.
True.
What you need to do,
How do you know? To swim, you can't swim. Oh, for fuck's sake.
That ends the entire segment. What the heck?
Fucking useless bullshit. This is the second time this has happened because someone gives me too much of a hint.
Yeah.
How was that a good hint? It could have been anything. You can't do it. It might involve your hands, and you need to do it on an island. It could have been reading a map. It could have been having a compass. It could have been anything from that Castaway film. But fuck, that documentary with Tom Hanks, God damn it, it always lets me down.
Well, he knows I can read a compass because I go hiking all the time, so obviously I can do that.
Well, that's what I thought. I thought he wouldn't get it because you go hiking. You're an all-round Canadian adventurer, like a fake bounty.
Oh yeah, but I'm not going to go anywhere near water. Hiking, I mean, like, trails. I'll climb, up big hills and, pretty much.
Inland. Is it because you've never tried it and so you're worried you can't swim, or when you've been in the water you start to sink?
Two things. And here's actually the most important one was I couldn't open my eyes underwater. It just used to sting way too much. And it's actually the fear of being unable to see underwater. My ears are plugged with water, so I had no sense of direction. I had no idea where I was. I had no idea where I was going. I didn't know what was up, what was down. And my parents just never bought me, when I was a kid, the goggles for swimming. All the other kids had goggles. I didn't. So I go into the water and close my eyes. Like, obviously this is a podcast, and people can't see me, but there I am, with my eyes clenched closed, so with water with chlorine in it doesn't sting my eyes, and I just didn't know where I was going, what I was doing. So I never learned. And then the few times that I jumped in and tried, it just didn't work out. I wasn't a wave pool once and really got under. So I was like, forget this, And it's funny because I have an amazing pool in my building, and I've been meaning to actually learn.
Brilliant. You got a pool in your building, so it's not for lack of access here.
Yeah, no. It's just that I get, I actually posted something on the condo Facebook group asking if anybody in the building would teach me, since we have such a big pool. And then I even bought the goggles, and then I never got around to it because I was so busy hiking on weekends.
That post that you put up was a bit freaky, though. It's just a picture of your face and showing you how to get wet, right?
Yeah, no, it wasn't.
Women ages 30 to 50 only apply, attractive required,
Yeah.
Mrs. Doris from number 89 was like, no way, not again, Jesus, not again. Well, I learned how to swim because I was waterboarded once, so that's always a good way to start.
That's a good way to start.
That is, yeah. Apparently, in some Eastern European countries, they just literally throw the baby in, a pool, and that's how they learn to swim. Because kids have got a natural. Have you thought about doing that? Just throwing yourself in the deep end? You're a lifeguard. What about when the lifeguard's on duty? Just jump in the deep end and see what happens.
Yeah. Actually, I took swimming lessons. I got first and second level. So I mean, I was amazing.
I'm pretty sure start my swimming lessons at like level 7.
But yeah, I mean, I could face down in the water. I can float, but that's the only time I can float. Every other time I just sink to the bottom. It's really weird.
Do you have those little things that inflatable sticks for weight?
No, I've never even tried with those. I took a couple lessons when I was like in my teens, but I think by that time the fear is already. Yeah. So
yeah. Can you ride a bike?
I can ride a bike. I'm actually really good. I cycle all the time. I like to work for. I used to actually
At least you could ride a bike. So really it's not that big a deal. I mean, the only reason I was not I fell in love with that mermaid, Splash, Daryl Hannah. That was my first ever cross. And I remember thinking, if I couldn't swim near that, then I have to have like happy ever after, or happy ending, as we call it here in the UK. I fell in love with that fish man from the Paper Water, so you and I are pretty much. No way, that fish monster, the sexual fish monster.
Is it that one? I just pictured you as 45 as the monster in that Disney movie.
Sebastian.
Falling in love with mermaids. There you go.
Love it. I love it. Okay, forget this one. Whatever. It's done. I get it.
It's not
haven't been on a Zoom call where me and Tony are annoying you and you're there being like, should I really do this? Except then with your job that you're paid for now, I don't even know why. But it's nice to have you back. Yeah, it's fun.
I'm pretty sure I mentioned before, anytime you want to, I'd love to join in and have a chat with you. I mean, this is what you're right. This is our culture, right? As the WB CEO.
Okay, and what I'm talking about, your resident actually thinking very, very fast. Don't want to about me. Unfortunately, David and I like to be led action.
So fun.
I think it's always with your phones,
Obsession.
Ghislaine Maxwell. I tell you, I should know her name. It's Ghislaine Maxwell. We're the kids. That's what it is. We're the kids.
So I'm going to tell you, I think David is extremely talented. Not going to say anything about you there, 25.
Thank you.
But I think David is extremely talented.
I'm very talented. 25. Sure. Yeah, that's
and I think that no, for real. I've always thought that about you.
And yet here we are a year later. I like that I get recognition just for attendance. That was like you know like when you give the really special kid at class a certificate just for turning up. That's what I've got.
I'll give you a little start, 25. Okay, yeah, here you go.
And I'll eat it because I just want to do it. You're producing for Jim before Richard, the radio personality extraordinaire. How are things otherwise?
That's going well, I think. And that's almost the name of your podcast, isn't it?
That's the name of the podcast, yeah.
There we go. Yeah. So, no, it's going well. I mean, new year, new everything. We're going to try and, I think you spoke to Jim about this. We're going to try and, change a couple things up just for the refreshers. My hours have moved a little bit just so that I have a little bit more time to prep rather than stay really late and it affects the front end. I'm excited about that. I've always said that I feel special for being allowed to work with somebody like Jim. That's always been my attitude towards it. And, there are days that I'm a talking person, and I think
you are? No, really? Wait, I don't know you that way.
Yeah, no, I talked that to the truck.
Yeah, but see, Jim's so grumpy. He's a pretentious, titled, fucking imbecile.
I'm grateful that I get to work with someone so talented and so creative. And that's great. You want to make sure people on the radio, and it's awesome to watch the magic happen.
You mean like slow news, whatever day?
I mean, hey, what was always a good get? Anything extra is awesome.
That's Barbara, which was the hairdresser, wasn't it? Always, thank you.
Yeah, it's going well. I can't complain. I'm still living in my humble little condo, which I absolutely love.
With a swimming pool and a KitchenAid mixer. That's not a bad life. You should bring the mixer into the pool. I know this is I can say to everyone, let's bring the toaster in the bathtub. That's not a good idea. David, this is what happened with Mrs. Doris